My dad felt very strongly that he was in this capacity as a factory worker putting these books together, that he was a missionary. And they issued the missionary cards to all the factory. Everybody who worked at the Review and Herald got a missionary card in lieu of being paid the going rate out in the world. And my dad, he took that very serious. He kept that card in his wallet. He was a missionary in his mind, in his heart. And they didn't have a lot of money, but they were committed to sending their children to Christian education, Seventh-day Adventist Christian education. And my sister Lisa and I benefited from that all the way through college. They made sacrifices. They could have had nicer cars. We could have had nicer vacations. We could have had a nicer house. But we went to Christian education, Adventist Christian education. Nobody thought, certainly not my dad, that a Seventh-day Adventist Christian education was a free ticket into heaven. No. We're saved by the blood of Jesus Christ. We're saved, and that's what Dad believed, that his salvation. He mentioned that on his way back from Korea, he met one of his Seventh-day Adventist friends who had gone out on the boat, and they were back on the same boat. And that man mentioned that he knew he was going to get back alive because when he was going out on the boat, he made a bargain with God that if he came back alive, he was going to give his life to the Lord. Well, that seemed odd to my dad that you would bargain like that. He already had his salvation was assured before he ever stepped on that boat, before he ever got his letter from Uncle Sam. He knew where his salvation was, and so it never occurred to him that he would need to have a special bargain with the Lord. But anyway, Christian education, thank God for public education. Everybody in America is entitled to and has the opportunity to go to public education, but they can't give you the Christian curriculum. They're not allowed. They may be good Christians, and I know there's lots of good teachers in public education, but Christian Seventh-day Adventication gives you an Adventist curriculum. My dad worked at the Review and Herald until he got a opportunity to move to Tennessee and work at the Southern Publishing Association, which is a sister publishing company doing the same job basically in Nashville, Tennessee. We lived way out in the country. My mom got a job there too. They worked together, and she got a job in the office. They worked in publishing for the rest of their career, and they commuted back and forth together. My mom, later Southern Publishing merged with the Review and Herald, and they brought them all back to Tacoma Park, and then the Review and Herald moved from Tacoma Park out here to Hagerstown, and moved everybody out here, and that's where he retired, here in Hagerstown from the Review and Herald. My mom was absolutely my dad's partner. He was absolutely committed to my mom for life. My mom, some people saw my mom how necessarily appropriate for a wife to be so subservient to her husband. Sometimes I was a little bit uncomfortable, frankly. I didn't necessarily want my life to be like that, where my wife was totally my, handmaid servant. But that was my mom. She wanted that role. She really did want that role, and she took it on. She wanted her husband